It's a new day on Capitol Hill in Washington. Many still reacting to President Biden's State of the Union address last night. This was his first address before a divided Congress. In his speech, the president touted accomplishments in office like 12 million new jobs, pandemic recovery, and infrastructure investments. President Biden also addressed national security, vowing to stand up to China, with controversy over that spy balloon elevating a tense relationship.
Make no mistake about it. As we made clear last week, if China threatens our sovereignty, we will act to protect our country, and we did.
The president also called for the return of the expanded child tax credit, giving more money to families with young children, a top policy priority of Colorado's Democratic Senator Michael Bennet. Now, Bennet and other Colorado members of Congress were all in the crowd last night. 9
News reporter Darius Johnson joins us now for a little bit more from our local legislators. Darius, what are they saying?
Yeah, I can tell you that Colorado's first Latina representative, Democrat Yadira Caravello, had a chance to be present for the president's State of the Union last night, and this was her very first time. It was a big moment for Caravello, who wanted to shine a light on Latino-owned businesses right here in our state. For Caravello, the hope was to hear the president tackle the rising cost of living. She feels there is an urgent need to lower costs to help small business owners as well as working class families.
I want to hear specifics about what he's going to do to focus on what we all have to pay bills on every single day, whether it's rent or our mortgage, whether it's eggs and other groceries, whether it's fixing the housing crisis that is affecting Colorado, any details on things that are going to affect the everyday costs of working families in Colorado.
The president did say there's a plan to create nearly 1 million good-paying manufacturing jobs that pay an average of $33 an hour. That's the national average. The president stated he created 12.1 million jobs since his first month in office. However, those jobs didn't match up with the rising cost of inflation until just a few months ago, when real wages started to take inflation into account. Those real wages are the salaries that have been adjusted for inflation. The president said inflation is starting to come down, but it's not coming down fast enough. I can tell you, Yadira Caravello was able to get in a couple of answers to how the president plans to make life better for working class Coloradans. In addition to that, one great thing, a lot of our local leaders who were present, they were granted to bring guests in. Many of those guests are people who are very near and dear to the state of Colorado, people who have had moments of trial or moments of tragedy and triumph.
I think that's something that a lot of people look forward to when they are watching the State of the Union, because those are the voices that really matter. Those are the representation of the American people. We know Richard Fierro, who stopped the Club Q mass shooter, was also present.
Yes, Richard Fierro was present. He easily was one of the people who stopped the Club Q shooter that night, and sadly, his daughter's boyfriend was killed. You even had a woman whose husband was killed during the Boulder King super shooting. So you continue to look at these people who are embedded and deeply rooted within our community that will always mean something.
All right, Darius, thanks for breaking it down for us.